If we ever bring Aaron Judge back, for a Yankee series, we should have an Aaron Judge bobblehead.
We should.
But instead of it being Aaron Judge, it should be Giants fans with a neck brace because of all the whiplash from the home runs that these guys were hitting. Every guy that they tried to get over the last decade came back to haunt them in this series. They tried to go after Stanton. The Marlins looked at your entire, and look, this is pre-Farhan. They looked at everything you have, and they're like, yeah, we'll pass. And I don't think he ever wanted to come to the Giants. Why? Why would you want to come to the Giants when the Yankees are staring you in the face? Because they're a bigger brand, they're a better team, they're a better run organization, and Brian Cashman's one of the greatest GMs of all time in any sport. Yeah. And then you did the same thing with Juan Soto, not once but twice. And neither team wanted to trade with you. And I'm not sure, he was probably lukewarm at coming here at best. You got usurped by the Padres in the pecking order of landing destinations. And then Aaron Judge basically used you as Boo-Boo the Fool in free agency, knowing damn well that he was never going to come here just to get a couple of extra years and probably an extra $50 million bucks out of the Yankees.
The recruitment pitch was not good enough. He had a Warriors game that week. Aaron Judge should have been sitting courtside next to Joe Lacob. Billboards everywhere. All right? But you messed up when you brought Farhan and Gabe Kapler to the room because Aaron Judge knew, is Gabe Kapler here long term? And from what I hear in the recruiting meetings, Gabe Kapler was just on the couch sipping wine on the cell phone. Not even really being engaged with Aaron Judge. So I don't, the whole thing was a failed mission. But he's smart not to leave the Yankees. I mean, we overrate the Giants brand so hard. We do.
Why do you say
I've been hearing a lot about, the Giants brand and the history. And we only got 3 World Series in San Francisco. That happened 10 years ago. All right? Even the greatest era of Giants baseball under Brian Sabian, we got the 3 World Series. That's it. That's it. I mean, look at how many division titles the Giants have in the city of San Francisco. Not many.
Well,
not many.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and you tell me whether I'm right or wrong on this. I mean, you could make the argument if you're a baseball fan, the Giants are closer to the equivalent of the Detroit Pistons in their respective sport than they are the Laker brand.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, we don't look at the Pistons as some, glamour franchise. Right. They rose up a few times, won some championships, and for the most part are an afterthought.
Right.
I think the Giants are more, look, I'm a Giants fan. I love the Giants. I think they're higher than they always are. But if I'm being realistic, they're a middle-of-the-pack brand.
Right.
In baseball.
Right.
Now, they might be upper middle, but you're definitely not top of the heap.
Right.
You're not, okay, Yankees, Sox, Dodgers, in whatever order you want. Cardinals, and then there's a bunch of teams. I put the Cubs above the Giants, but there's a bunch of teams vying for that upper part. And I think right now the Giants are closer to 15 than they are 8. Wouldn't you agree?
The Giants were trying to, the Angels were trying to jump into that upper echelon. They failed for many years, but they had a run. They had a run with Mike Scioscia and Garrett Anderson and Albert Pujols later on, and obviously Mike Trout. They had a little bit of a run. They kind of reminds me of the Angels in the way you're trying to sign all these guys, and you just kind of fall flat on your face. Yeah. By the way, breaking news here. We've been sitting on it. We're going to do it in the first block, but Justin Jefferson has finally reached an agreement on a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes $110 million guaranteed dollars.
Money time!
Makes him not only the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, but the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, sources tell ESPN. Jefferson's deal includes over $88 million due at signing, the highest non-quarterback guarantee at signing in NFL history, and it resets the wide receiver market. What does that mean for Brandon Ayuk? He's probably not going to get Justin Jefferson money, nor should he get Justin Jefferson money.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But Ayuk's still sitting out there, and CeeDee Lamb's sitting out there as well, looking for a new deal as well. So
the number's pretty straightforward.
Right.
It's, okay, the top end is the money JJ just got, and then all the way down to what Waddle got. So it's somewhere in that range.
Right. 925, Xfinity Mobile Text Line. I want you to go look at what the Angels did when they won the World Series against the Giants in 2002. Look at how many playoff appearances they had under Mike Scioscia. They were humming. They were humming.
Kept losing in the
playoffs. But they just kept losing to the Yankees or the Red Sox.
Well, and they've acquired how many marquee free agents? Now, a lot of them haven't worked. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., they got Wilson that one year.
Exactly.
Hamilton.
Pujols.
They've Pujols. I forgot about Pujols. I mean, so Shohei.
They were throwing money away.
Rendon, not Rodon.
They were able to get Ohtani.
Yeah.
They were able to get Ohtani. Giants haven't sniffed these guys. Let's go to AT in Sunnyvale. AT, what's happening? You're on the roast here on 95.7 again.
I wanted to agree with you guys about how the teams that are potentially going to trade with us tell us so much more the truth about our prospects than Farhan ever could. For real. Like, I feel like it's kind of been about a half decade of disillusionment selling people on this idea that we got something coming down the pike that's really going to change the ballpark and put the ball in the seats over and over again like Judge and Soto do. And that's not happening. And us trying to believe that again and again, and as much as I love Matos and Ramos and these guys, don't nobody want them, man. Look, nobody wants to trade for these cats.
It goes back to me. I'll let you finish. It goes back to drafting and developing. I mean, it's very simple to me. If you want to swing trades, you have to draft and develop, and other teams have to like what you have in the cupboard, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I do want to say I appreciate 10, 12, and 14. I appreciate that so much. Growing up during that time, and it gave me something I'm never going to have again. But continuing to ride off of that credit and say, hey, man, we got a brand, and we got these cats coming up, they're going to do something, you're disillusioned. That's foul, man. You got people chasing smoke.
100%.
We are chasing smoke. Good stuff, AT. We are chasing smoke.
Great call.
We are chasing smoke. We are, look, man, until we start drafting and developing and bringing some guys here, I don't know why a star will commit to the Giants when you know the Padres and the Dodgers are lurking in this division, and you have to compete against them. Or you could just say, you know what, I'll go take the Dodgers money. But when you got a philosophy that they've had, and they're trying to get away from it, the whole platooning, and people see that around the league, they're saying, like, if we really did get Juan Soto, Farhan, would he mess around and say, oh, there's a lefty in the 8th inning, Juan Soto, we're going to pull you?
I don't think they would with a player of that magnitude.
Maybe not.
Here's a great example. Chapman's an everyday player. They don't really platoon him.
They can't. There's nobody.
They also really don't. Now
they don't really have. They don't really have a third baseman, so you got to keep them in there.
But you get where I'm going.
But it feels like we're throwing out Jorge Soler and we chop him in the lineup, we put him in the lineup. I don't know, man.
Well, here's one thing the Giants do have in their disposal that it's almost undeniable. They do have a lot of money. Right? Now, they've spent money poorly.
Nobody really wants this money.
No, but...
You know what it tells me, though? They're giving out the money, and players are saying, you know what? I'll take the money for a year. Like, this is why I think Blake Snell would opt out, even after an atrocious season. We all thought Sean Manaea, after the season had, was opting in to get his... What did he... 12... He opted out and went to the New York Mets.
I know.
He's like, I'm going to go find some money somewhere. I just need to get out that situation. So the situation that we have with the Giants... In terms of the Padres have caught them now. The Padres have caught the Giants in the NL West.
As a business model, forget, I know winning is all that matters, but as a business model, they've lapped you. Look at their team.
Do not let Arizona figure some things out because they're close. And players love to live in Phoenix and Scottsdale and golf in Arizona.
This is the big 3-game series.
Huge 3-game series. And Corbin Carroll can't hit the backside of a barn.
Watch him heat up.
Maybe. Now they're facing Ryan Nelson today. He's got a 6.02 ERA. Giants don't know who's pitching. Maybe they're going opener. Kyle Harrison tomorrow.
Know. That should be the era, the Farhan era. The Giants don't know who's pitching today.
We don't know.
I mean, that's like literally every season, multiple slots in the rotation every year.
But I do worry about the Giants running these guys into the ground. This bullpen usage at the top of the league. Your starters pitch the fewest innings in the month of May. Is it going to get better in June? Or are we going to go through a June swoon here? Let's go to Duke and San Bruno real quick.
Okay, let's go Duke, yeah.
Duke and San Bruno, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. Bonte, as usual, you steal my thunder when you dropped the right-handed Barry Bonds, because that's exactly what he was. And not since Barry Bonds, because I have the games on in the background and I'm doing stuff. Every time Judge is up, I was excited to go watch him take his at-bat. I know that sounds terrible, but it's just the facts.
Yeah.
Now, a couple things. Pitching, I don't care what level it is. If you're going to go deep into the postseason, it's all about having arms. Bonds never won a ring. Just because the Yankees have Judge doesn't mean they're going to win rings, but you gotta have arms. And then I have a couple questions for you guys. Why and who is having the Giants catchers frame balls that are 18 inches off the plate? Because that's Bush League. I don't know when this trend started. And then who's calling pitches for the Giants? Why are we throwing cement mixers, not once, but twice, to Aaron Judge?
Are you talking about Friday night?
All weekend.
Okay, the whole week.
Weekend.
The
guy's bet 522 against the Giants.
Stay on hold, Duke. Blake Snell calls his own game. I've been on this from the beginning. He's got a little hip pitch comm thing. He calls his own game. I believe, and Patrick Bailey sat yesterday. I believe Patrick Bailey is calling the other games for the most part, but like the veteran guys kind of steer the boat, if you will.
Okay, but I mean, so you got Hicks. He's a young pitcher. Every pitch he should have thrown should have been low and away. I mean, Bodie Concrete would have been proud of those two pitches because they had 5 yards of concrete in them. Well, and Judge was just sitting on them.
Look, same note is like Camilo Doval right now has zero command on the sinker or the cutter, so he's falling behind in counts. He's not hitting the edges. Like the pitch before the Soto home run, he threw it 7 feet right. Yep. And then he goes right down the – I mean, it was literally right down the middle like a video game mistake, and Juan Soto put 2 butt cheeks into it and blasted it into the bleachers.
So Camilo Doval over the last 3 years, thanks for the call, Duke. Good call. 3.0 ERA is a 23-year-old. 2.53 ERA is a 24-year-old. He's an all-star last season, 2.93 ERA. He comes up with 39 saves. And I believed back in 2022, because you put me on Doval, and I thought he had the stuff to become the greatest Giants closer in their history in San Francisco. Better than Rob Nen, better than Brian Wilson, better than Rob Beck, better than whoever you want to put out there. And this year he is scuffling. There's something up here. 4.24 ERA. He don't lock it down yesterday. You had a week of rest. You had rest. After they used you left and right on the road trip, you had plenty of rest. And, he hadn't pitched since Monday. All right, against the Philadelphia Phillies when he gave up 1 hit in the inning, had a clean inning, whatever he got out of it, Giants win 8-4. If he can't develop another pitch, and if outings are going to look like yesterday, now yesterday's I think is an anomaly. I think he'll be back. But it just leads me to saying this at the deadline. Is Camilo Doval untouchable? The report came out about an extension, $50 million. I would hold off on that. I'm the biggest Doval fan, or at least was. I love Doval. But Bonte, I'm watching. I'm holding off on that. I'm watching him yesterday. It's a 5-3 game in the ninth. Gleyber Torres is leading off, all right? It's a 2-2 count. I wrote down all the sequence. And he throws a sinker literally right down the middle. It is a BP. Like, if you're throwing 98 right down the middle, these guys will hit it right back up the middle. Base hit. Gleyber Torres, who's 0 for 3 heading into that at bat. Up steps Trevino, okay? Trevino grounds one to Schmidt. They get the force at second. Here comes Volpe. He's 2 for 4 in the game, cutting down. He's their leadoff hitter. It's an 0-1 count, and he throws an inside pitch, and you have to tip your cap on this. Volpe, inside-out swing, right to right field. It goes for a freaking triple. Volpe's fired up. Matos, it's right in between the two guys. It goes right into triples alley. And then Juan Soto. Okay, Juan Soto's up. I'm thinking, all right, do you walk him to get to Judge, righty on righty? Probably not. There's one out. The situation sucks. He throws a cutter so far away from the strike zone, and then the 1-0 pitch is 98.
1-0. Driven deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A monster 2-run home run. And the Yankees have come back to take a 6-5 lead. Oh, my. He crushed that.
That was literally right down the middle. Literally.
Michael K. on the call there for
Juan Soto couldn't believe it.